All right, we are live on YouTube. I'm just waiting on my video to connect on my other monitor over here so that I can grab that link and put it inside of our free business mastermind group so that our members can join us here easily and conveniently on the YouTube live. Okay, it looks like that link is ready, so let me grab that. Great. I'm going to put this in the group. Okay, that's posting and cycling through. And while it's doing that, let me go back to the YouTube so I can make sure that I can see the live chat. So that those of you that are joining us here live on the YouTube, if you want to talk to us, I can see it in the live chat and we can answer you back. All right. Great. I think we are ready. The people that you pitch your offer to don't have a money problem. They have a lack of understanding of what they are leaving on the table. Are you helping your potential clients to understand the real price tag of staying in pain versus investing in a solution? Today, we're answering the question, how can how can you position potential clients' pain as an expense higher than your offer? So we're going to talk about show the cost of doing nothing. And it's all coming from our blog this week called Why Paying Sales in Business and How It Drives Revenue. If you want to follow along, let me grab this link. You can go to shaycannon.com/pain. That's shaycannon.com/pain. Because what we're talking about this week is really drilling down on what it means for your offer to be a painkiller versus a vitamin. Now, if you don't know the difference, we kind of talked about this yesterday. However, a painkiller is something that is urgent. If you it's a pain that is so urgent, you need the medicine for it right now. You need the solution to make it stop right now. There's urgency in it. You don't mind investing in it. That is a painkiller. A vitamin, something nice to have, right? You can go get it now, you can get it later, you can not go get it at all. It's just a nice to have, okay? We want to change our offers from being something nice to have as something urgent to get, okay? So yesterday we talked about the strategy of making sure that we target the right pain, okay? Because there are a lot of problems that we're solving as I'm going to say our offers have a lot of solutions that help with a lot of problems. Like a lot of you might have like up to 3, 4, 5 things you're solving for a client with one single offer. But if you're talking about the pain that doesn't matter to them, then that's why they're not buying. Excuse me. But if you target the right pain, the one that they need to get out of right now, the one that they understand is valuable to invest in so they can get out of that pain, that is the right pain. Yesterday we talked about that. I gave you 5 ways to identify what is the right pain for your offer. Then I gave you 10 strategies on how to use that pain to sell more offers. So if you need to know more about that, go back to yesterday's replay, okay? That was part 1. Today we're talking about part 2. And again, we're going to use this pain again. Okay. So, what we need to show today is the cost of doing nothing. Okay. Once we pick the right pain, we got to just drill down and really just kind of, we're going to say, put our finger in the wound of you're in this pain that you need to get rid of. And this is the cost of you not getting rid of it. Okay. So, another powerful way to position an offer as essential is to show the cost of doing nothing. Entrepreneurs often underestimate how much inaction drains their business, their whatever is going on, right? So, those losses add up quickly. It adds up to be missed opportunities, wasted resources, long term damage that compounds over time. Whatever your service is, the cost of doing nothing can show up as those things, okay? When a business frames its value in terms of what the client stands to lose by staying stuck, by not solving the problem, by not getting out of pain, the conversion rate, that sales conversion and the conversation shift dramatically. Okay, it's no longer about whether the offer sounds appealing, sounds good. It's about whether they can afford the ongoing fallout of not addressing the problem in the pain. The perspective makes the value of the solution undeniable and positions your business as the smarter, safer choice for anyone serious about wanting to get out of pain. All right. So that's what's in the blog. But here on the morning show, I give you more, right? So let me pull up my show notes that have our 10 strategies for today. All right. Let me go ahead and give y'all the question of the day. We have 2 questions. Boom. I'm going to also put it over here on the YouTube side. All right. So be thinking about your answers to the questions as I'm giving you the 10 strategies. So first question is, what is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? Okay. And the second one is, which 2 strategies from today do you feel will help you emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions? Okay. Those are your 2 questions. When I finish with the 10, we're going to start with Dr. Latoya Davis. I ought to start with Shawana Kennedy Media, even though she should be last. I ought to. But let's go to these strategies and let me stop being petty. It's too early in the morning. Okay, these are the top 10 strategies to show the cost of doing nothing for higher sales conversions of your offer. Number 1, speak to consequences, not to the features. So, we talk all the time about speak about the transformation and not the features, or speak about the benefits and not the deliverables, right? So, you want to not describe that they're going to get a video and this many sessions and this many downloadables and all of that. You want to say, hey, the consequence of you not getting out of pain is this. Okay. So you want to show what happens if they don't get your offer. Fear of loss motivates faster than a promise of gain. For example, I got an example on here, but I'm gonna give y'all an example I use all the time, and that is, I love to say things like, you could be in a very different place this time next year, right? Are you tired of not being at 6 figures in your business, right? Because that's the consequence of you not solving the problem that I help you to solve with my offers. So you need to start thinking about it like that, right? Number 2, tie the pain to credibility and trust. Okay. So frame the issue as something that erodes confidence in the eyes of your clients, in the eyes of their peers, their family, their whoever are their stakeholders in their life, right? So their reputation is going to be pain if they don't go ahead and solve this problem. All right. So that's a heavy motivator. A lot of entrepreneurs, the way that I can do that is I can tell you that, 6 figures is a milestone. It's not your ceiling. However, if you're not at 6 figures, what that tells me is in some ways you're still kind of playing that business. Your business may not be paying for itself, and your husband, your family, your parents may be tired, okay, of footing the bill for this business that's not making money. So you see how I kind of took credibility and trust away from them if they don't go ahead and solve this pain point? So that's an example. Number 3, make it costlier not to buy than it is to buy. Okay. So show the math of what inaction versus the cost of your service is. So when people see they're losing more by hesitating than they are by buying what feels like the safer option, which is your offer, they start to convert more. Okay. I'm going to give you an example, because sometimes what we do is we like to show the value of something and then how much we're charging, right? Or we like to show, the amount of all the bonuses plus the offer, what that's worth versus what they're going to pay, right? But that's not what this is, okay? This could be something like, and unless you're solving this pain, you're losing such and such amount of dollars every week, every month, right? And when they add that up, that's a higher price than how much your offer is. So that's what I mean by make it costlier not to buy than it is to buy your offer. Okay. Number 4, position pain as a daily drain. Excuse me. Make the problem feel present, right? not abstract. Don't make it seem like it's something far off and, something hard to describe. Make it something that's in their life right now, bearing down on them all the time. So show and tell how it eats away time, energy, and money every single day that it's ignored. Okay. The example I have on here is a productivity coach highlights how wasting 2 hours a day on disorganization equals an entire week, a work month lost every year. Okay. So yeah, that's a mild example, but that is an example. Number 5, link the pain to client retention. Okay, link the pain to client retention. So show how the unresolved issue isn't just costing sales, but also silently driving away existing clients. So if you work with clients, right, and clients that have clients, this is a great one. If they don't solve this pain, they can't keep their own clients, right? So that's one way to look at it. If you have clients that you're doing a service for, most of us do service for other businesses, and that's why I kind of use that example. So basically, what you're saying is, hey, potential client, if you don't pay for this offer and solve this problem, then your clients are not going to hire you. So that's what that means. All right. Number 6, connect pain to missed opportunities. Show that while the problem persists, clients can't seize growth. Okay, the real cost isn't just today's loss, it's tomorrow's potential slipping away. So the revenue goals they have for the year, the revenue goals they have every month, how you gonna make them if you don't do what you need to do, right? So that's a great one for Shawana Kennedy Media, right? Because if you're not using video, that's a huge missed opportunity and probably a key reason why you're not making your revenue goals. It's a great one for Heather. If you don't have a book already, then you're swimming around with everybody else, looking like everybody else in the industry, because a book gives you instant credibility and helps you to rise up out of the pool of everybody else. Okay, you're now competing against fewer people. Dr. LaFera, these people that's around here knowing they feeling unwell all the time consistently, right? So if they want to get out of that pain, they're missing the opportunity of having a fulfilling, vibrant life out there, playing with the kids, out there doing, having hobbies, and having a happy life, traveling and all of these things. So you got to kind of frame it at the missed opportunities. Let's get one for Dr. Latoya, since we're doing one for everybody today. So Dr. Latoya, your people, right? How much longer are they going to live that life that they know is not their full potential? Okay. How much time they got left to be around here, not living the life the way they want to, the way they need to, the way they deserve to? Dr. Tachi, when it comes to your people, right? How much longer are you going to put them bootleg videos out there? How much longer are you trying to sell high ticket stuff, but the production of your videos don't look like you invested in yourself? You're missing opportunities. All right. Number 7, frame the pain as wasted investment. Okay, I like this one. This means you done paid for something else that you can't get the value of because you haven't solved this one problem. So show how money already spent is being flushed down the drain until this core issue, this core pain is fixed. People hate realizing their investments are wasted. Y'all hear me say it all the time. I tell you all the time, all of these high priced masterminds and stuff that you've invested your money in, yeah, they're not working as well for you. It feels like you got because you weren't ready for that. You need clarity and structure in your first strategies before you go and do those things. So you've wasted money going there first. You need what I offer first. So that's going to make you be in a better position. And guess what? Anything that you've invested in that you weren't ready to, it's going to make all of that make sense. So let's stop your wasted investments and give them value. Okay, that's an example. Number 8, reinforce that pain signals readiness. So reinforce the fact that pain signals readiness. Okay, so position the pain not as a weakness, but as an indicator that they're finally ready for transformation. Okay, so it's kind of like it rebrands pain into a sign of progress. One of the things that I understand about my ideal clients, which is y'all, is you start hitting them growing pains when you don't have structure. right? You start realizing I'm not making enough money, but I also can't service a lot more people to make more money. That's a growing pain. That just says you're ready for this structure. You're ready for this clarity, so we can open you up to more people. That is a signal, okay? So, what is the signal that your clients are not ready through that pain? Number 9, translate the pain into identity loss. Now, yesterday we talked about assigning identity, right? We want them to go from this to this. Identity lost is you used to be this and you're not anymore. Let's get you back to that. Now, that's perfect for Dr. LaFera, right? You used to be healthy. You used to be vibrant. You used to have all the energy. And now, as a woman over 40 with something that feels like a chronic illness, but you don't quite know what's going on, let's get you back to being vibrant, right? So, loss of identity. Number 10, frame pain as a competence gap. Okay? Frame pain as a competence gap. So, show how the issue makes your client feel unqualified, out of their depth, creating an urgency for them to fill the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Okay? So, that pain that they're feeling, it's making them feel inept in some kind of way. What way is it making it, like, what is it making them feel like they don't know? And if they knew it, they wouldn't be in pain like this. Okay? So those were the 10. Again, we're going to start with Dr. Latoya when I do the recap of, without all the extra. But the question of the day, what is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? Which 2 strategies from today do you feel will help you emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions? Now, to answer the first question, think about the pain that's the right pain to target that we talked about yesterday. And when you pick that pain, right? What is the cost that they're paying because they're not out of that pain? Okay, just to give y'all some clarity. All right, let's go back through the 10 as a recap without all the extra. These are the top 10 strategies to show the cost of doing nothing, okay? As in just staying in pain, so that we can get higher sales conversions on our offer. Number 1, speak to the consequences of staying in pain and not the features of what you deliver as a part of your offer. Number 2, tie the pain to credibility and trust, right? Them staying in pain, them choosing to stay in pain, they are losing credibility and losing trust in some stakeholder. Okay. Uh, Number 3, make it costlier not to buy than it will be to pay for your offer. Okay. Number 4, position pain as a daily drain of some sort. Number 5, link the pain to client retention. Most of us are B2B, business to business, so they need to become your client so they can keep their clients. Number 6, connect pain to missed opportunities. What are they missing out on that is important to them because they keep choosing to stay in pain? They have these opportunities. If they would get out of pain, some stuff is waiting on the other side of them solving that. What is that stuff? Number 7, frame pain as wasted investment. You over there buying stuff, but because you're ignoring the main pain that you should be solving, you're wasting money, you wasting time, you wasting things of value. Okay. Number 8, reinforce that pain signals readiness for something. Like when you're in pain, it's a trigger for your progress in some kind of way. Okay. Number 9, translate the pain into identity loss. Okay. So you used to be this, but now you're this, but you want to get back to who you were or what you were or the position you were in. All right. Number 10, frame pain as a competence gap. That means you being in pain like you are means that something ain't right with your understanding and your positioning. And people know it. You need to get out of pain so they don't see you as incompetent. Okay. All right, let's start with Dr. Latoya. What is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in that pain? And what are the 2 strategies from today that will help you to emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions?
The pain is they never feel at peace.
Okay. Ooh.
And I think the number 10, that one really like resonated for me. Remind me what it is again.
Which one was it? Number
Number
9?
10. Number 10.
uh excuse me, frame pain as competence, a competence gap. So
Yes.
they're unqualified, out of their depth, or something ain't right with them because they're choosing to
Yes.
stay in that pain.
Because oftentimes, like, this is where people get into like the imposter syndrome, all of those things. And so for me and the people that I work with, like, that one really jumped out
I
at
can see
me.
that.
And then I also think number 9.
Okay, to translate the pain into identity loss. Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Cool beans. Let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, what is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? When that's literal pain, physical pain. And what two strategies from today do you feel will help you emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions?
So the pain I have is they're juggling stress, fatigue, and health issues, and the is cost is um, one. I put number one. Speak to the consequences of you not doing anything. I like the one you say you could be in a different place next year, maybe sleeping better, higher, all that type of stuff. Um,
Love that. So that was number six, that you could be in a different place next year. Number six was connect pain to missed opportunities. I like that.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess number 16. Yeah. Okay, and then I put show the math of not using my services, and I use these like
Mm-hmm.
from the cost of always not being diagnosed and going to multiple doctors, and then like you are taking all these expensive medications, so you don't have to take any, you know.
I like that. I want to add to that, days off work.
Yep.
Yeah, so that directly affects their income or their ability to have more vacation days than sick days if they got PTO. So yeah, I like all of that. That's good, Dr. LaFera. All right. And get out the bathroom next time you come off the mic. Okay, let's go to Heather. Heather, what is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? And which two strategies from today do you feel will help you emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions?
So I feel like it could be a couple of things, right? So their biggest pain is that they want to be the expert in their field, right? So they need the credibility and trust. So the pain is that they are missing credibility and trust.
Yes.
So therefore, number 2, which
Mm-hmm.
speaks to the pain as credibility and trust, but I also
Like
think
that.
that it would be uh oh damn, which one was it? Connecting pain to missed opportunities.
Yes, yes. Because I was going to say their biggest pain is not uh, that they don't have credibility. Their biggest pain is uh, that they are missing positioning and
Yeah,
revenue because they
right.
don't have credibility. So I
Right.
love that.
Yeah, it goes back to yesterday where pain is the first domino, right?
Exactly.
Where
Exactly.
as soon as you get the book written and published, other doors open for you
There you
for
go.
unlimited growth and earning potential.
I love this for you. Okay, Heather, let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, first, what is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? And second, which two strategies from today out of the 10 do you feel will help you emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions?
So the biggest cost is that people will go elsewhere because they're not seen as an authority because of their poor production. So people don't pay attention to the videos because of poor production. Things like sound is the biggest thing, then
Yeah.
lighting, etc. So why would I stay with you if I can't even see you? So bye.
Yes.
So that's a
And I'm
pain point.
irritated by your static.
Yes, exactly, exactly. It's all irritation. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
absolutely.
I love
And there's actually three. I
it.
like
Okay.
the idea of showing the math of the inaction. That
Yes.
really, really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then connecting the pain to missed opportunities, of course, because when you
Mm-hmm.
said it, how much longer will you be out there with bootleg videos?
Okay.
Yes,
Trying to
exactly.
get people to pay you thousands and you clearly ain't invested in yourself. Exactly.
But sir, we can't hear you. Exactly. And then the pain as a competence gap as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love it. Okay, y'all, I like this. Okay, let's go to Shawana Kennedy, Kennedy Media. What is the biggest pain your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? What is it? I think I said that wrong. What is the biggest cost your potential clients are paying by staying in pain? And which two strategies from the 10 do you feel will help you to emphasize that loss for higher sales conversions?
I love this question. Same as a couple of my other buddies on here. Every single day that someone does not show up on video, they're losing money, credibility, and influence. Um, I have a couple of things too. Mine is also, I believe it is missed opportunity. And where my note? Missed opportunity, of course, the showing the consequences and the math is like doing the math. You're hurting your goals, your revenue
Exactly.
goals. Hmm.
Yeah, because I think for you, Shawana, a great way to watch them or to help them do that math. Because see, a lot of people that are in business, they don't know how to quantify it as revenue or have a number. But if you tell them, okay, who is the leader in your industry? How much you think they making? And do you see them using video? So hey, that's what you missing out on, right? Because a lot of people, again, they can't come up with how much they're missing, and sometimes they price is so low, they feel like they'll be all right missing that amount, right? It's okay, it's not a lot of money. No, it ain't what your little low price is, it's what they out there charging because they out here on video attracting clients and you're not. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. 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 Great question. I love it. So I got to make that a post. All right.
I love it. All right, so we talking about pain. We talking about having your offer be a painkiller versus a vitamin, being something that is seen as valuable and so valuable they need it right now versus something that is a okay to have or maybe I can do without it, right? So this we talk about that, but we're really drilling down this week on how do we actually use that concept to convert more sales for our offer, right? So yesterday we talked about actually picking out which pain we should be targeting so that we are targeting the right one that actually causes the urgency, right? Today we have talked about how we're going to show the cost of inaction or doing nothing. If you're not trying to get out of this pain, this is what you're losing out on, right? So I feel like we really getting there. So what I want y'all to understand is we're gonna start using these in our social posts, on our sales pages, in our promo language, right? In our email marketing. We're gonna talk about this pain, and these are all the different ways we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what that pain is. We're gonna define it for them. That was yesterday's. And then today, we're talking about this is what you're missing out on because you're just sitting there in pain. Why are you sitting there in pain? You need to move now. You need to get the offer now, right? So I'm hoping that y'all are grasping this. Tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is inform that you deliver tangible relief, right? Some people are in pain. Some people are understand the cost of doing nothing, but they don't trust service providers to get them out of pain because the stuff that they've tried don't work. So we're gonna kind of talk about that tomorrow. That you do give tangible relief. You are able to get them the transformation. Okay. So far, what we talked about painkiller versus vitamins. Does anybody have any questions, any value adds, any aha moments? Excuse me. All righty.
Question, sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Dr. Tachi.
So when we talk about painkillers versus vitamins,
Mm-hmm.
are the vitamins consider or could the vitamins be considered things that you could add in addition to like upsells? Okay.
Probably not an upsell, but maybe a cross sell,
Okay.
maybe a tripwire or a mini offer type of thing,
Okay.
um, an add on, but not necessarily an upsell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we think about when we go to so if you were going to McDonald's, right? And they say, would you like fries with that burger? That's not really an upsell, that's an add-on. But if they say, would you like to get the entire meal? That's an upsell. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yes.
when you add something that's not quite as big of a pain, it's more the fry than it is the combo.
Okay.
Cool beans. All right, that was good. Great question, Dr. Tachi. Anybody else have a question? Painkiller versus vitamin. targeting the right pain and showing them the cost of them staying in pain and doing nothing to get out of it.
I have
Yeah.
a, it's
Oh,
not a
yes.
question, it's not a
Ooh.
question, but I'm thinking that this is going to cost, showing the cost of not doing anything,
Okay.
but I'm not sure. So last week I launched like a VIP intensive. I just needed to fill 2 spots. So
Hmm.
it wasn't like a major thing. But what I did differently that I've never done before was I highlighted the potential cost or the potential revenue that they could make, because it's a training that they could then go and do it. And I've never
Yes.
done that. I've always leaned into the like the
Yes.
benefits for you. And this time
Hmm.
it was, and I charged this much and you can recover your cost from this in this many sessions.
Hmm.
And like I literally only sent out one email and one post and it was filled in an hour.
Yes. That's it. But if you want to be harder hitting, you might want to say you can't afford not to make this money. You see what I'm
I
saying?
like that. Yes.
So instead of doing it the nice way, you can make more money. No, it's you can't afford to leave this money on the table.
I was definitely nice. I like the hard hitting way though, because that's very
Yeah.
clear. I like that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So that's the way that I would definitely do it in the future. And you probably will like within maybe within 30 minutes or get more people in the hour. But yeah. And it's also a way that you can keep talking about this pain over and over again in different ways. So the email that I send Monday is talking about what the pain is, right? What we're targeting. So you know what we talked about yesterday. The email that I send on Tuesday might be the nice way of saying it. Hey, you could make extra money, right? But the email on Wednesday, the third email would be the really choking them and put them in the chokehold. Hey, you can't afford not to leave this money on the table. All that stuff you said you want to do, the debt you said you want to come out of, the vacations you said you want to go on, that car you said you need the maintenance. You know what I'm saying? So you really hidden like you can't afford not to leave this money on the table or not to make this money. So yeah, those are the different ways we're gonna keep hitting this pain point and getting them to this same offer. Dr. LaFera.
No. Um, so, so like when you said to tell them stuff like you can't afford to not do something.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something always or most of the time going to be the psychographic like of you can't afford to not miss you can't afford to miss time off work. You can't afford um to lose your job because you're always off, sick and that type of stuff. Instead of like you can't afford low energy or whatever. Like so is it always a psychographic that you're emphasizing when you're talking that type of language, or are you always or are you sometimes also doing like the things that you help them to solve, like which are not so I guess emotional?
So if it's not so emotional, is it pain?
I mean, so like for me, like you can't afford to have low energy. You can't afford to be tired.
But I
Like, but
can.
you're not saying
I
why.
can. I've been working through being tired for years now. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yes, so
So
you
that's a
have to tie
vitamin.
it to what you were talking about. Like the
So what I'm telling you is that's not strong enough, and that's why we're not making the sale.
right. So
So
now
that's
you
not the
have to
right
tie it
pain.
to
We're gonna talk about the energy. So if you go into talking about days off work,
yes.
potentially losing your job, that's pain. I can't afford
Correct.
to do. That's urgency.
Yes.
I need to solve that
Mm-hmm.
now. That's a painkiller.
Right.
That's the pain we need to kill. It's not a vitamin that they need to swallow. So
Mm-hmm.
stop harping on the energy and go
Mm-hmm.
to the life they can't have,
Yeah.
from health that they don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I understand. That's what I was, yeah. I was
Yeah. But what
asking.
I was also saying when I was saying like if you're doing an email series, we could start off because I've given y'all that marketing runway stuff before, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
start off defining it and talking about it and shifting their mind, telling them the what and
Yeah.
the why. And then we start talking about the transformation. You want this life, da 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 da. But then we start hitting the pain points. So that's what we're talking about this week. How do we hit these pain points in ways that count? Because if
Yeah.
you just come talking to me about energy, I think it's okay to have low energy. In the back of my head, I need to get back in the gym and I'm going to do that. No, I'm not. I've been saying that for how many years now, right?
Yeah.
So that's a vitamin.
Mm-hmm.
I need some
Okay.
ashwagandha. I need some mushroom coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was asking you.
Cool beans.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Thank you.
Y'all
Thank you,
getting fired up.
Shay, so much.
This is getting to be a better week than I thought it was going to be. This is as transformational as I hoped it would be. All right. Anybody else?
I don't know why you doubt that every week is like that, Bren.
Well,
So
I'm
there.
human. So I know what I intend and I infuse it with my intention, but I wait to see signs of affirmation and confirmation from y'all. And when I do see them signs, baby, I'll be hyped. Y'all know I'm a vessel. Anyway, any more questions, value adds, or aha moments? Do you want to say something, Heather?
No, I accident my mouse was still on the mic and I didn't
Oh,
mean to do that.
okay, no problem. Well, what's happening this week in our free business mastermind group is on Sunday actually. It's the pay group, the pay membership, not free group. Sunday we are starting a 14-day September Goals Momentum Sprint. This is the event that is responsible for most of the forward motion that our paid members have had in their businesses when they participate in this particular thing. However, you can go to shaycannon.com/membership and go ahead and join us so that you can start taking advantage of this. Because if you are struggling to get to your first six figures, a lot of that has to do with you managing yourself in time and focusing on goals. And that's exactly what we do in this membership. And guess what? You can't afford to go another year not achieving these goals for your business. All right? Who beans? The pendulum slightly today. Barely, Dr. LaFera barely missed it. All right, y'all. This has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and Brown female online service based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. Find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, plus get links to resources like how to join the free business mastermind group and how to get the show notes with the strategies in it from today and recent past episodes. Go to the description below. All right. If you have not already, I need you to give me a thumbs up. We just talked about how transformational this is, and you're getting it for free. You want to pay me back? Give me a thumbs up, like the episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, okay? And understand that today's video is only one out of a 4-part series, so check out the other videos. And with that, the studio is closing in 5,